Welcome to Rom Wills Money Matters. Explore getting a franchise. Explore it. Now, usually, I'm big on like starting a business from scratch and everything based on what I love to do. But what you love to do, there might be franchises out there for it. And, sometimes you want to have a business, but, you might not know the things that you need to do, the little stuff. So, you have that franchise. Like when you get a franchise, you got people who are going to help you. You got the corporation that's going to help you. They'll have you go through a program. They'll show you what they want and everything, and they're always there to help you. Explore getting that. There's many people who explore getting franchises, and they develop $1 million businesses. They might get several franchises or something to really set up, to really do some stuff. Explore that. Like, don't be ashamed. Like, look into it. Like, there might be, I don't know, it could be anything. And they can help out. Especially if you want a business, but maybe you don't have a good idea about something that you can start from scratch. And even then, starting a business from scratch can be very tough. As long as you have money to purchase that franchise, you can do something. Plus, you are also using that franchise's name to advertise. That is great for marketing. If you have like some food place, especially, there's a lot of food franchises, or maybe you have a health club or something, an auto place. If you have a franchise for it, it can be very good, right? Explore getting that. And I'm gonna tell you what too, if you still kind of more like me would rather start a business from scratch, look into franchising it. That's also a way to expand. It's very important, because that's one of the things franchises are still doing well, for the most part doing well. There's some franchises that underperform and everything. I mean, you still got to do the work and everything. You still got to do some stuff there. And depending on the company, you might be able to have really catered to whatever area that you're in. It depends on the franchise. Franchises are different. One of the things I would say is do some due diligence before getting a franchise. First of all, think about what you want to do. That's the first thing, because you're going to have to do some work. And then explore different franchises. Like, do you want a food franchise or a product franchise? Something like that. And then, contact them. Of course, you got to get the money for it. Let me remember that. You got to buy into it. I'm not aware of any franchises that just say, oh yeah, you can just open up. You have to buy the franchise. But as I said, they will train you. They'll train you. They'll support you. They'll do whatever. You'll have that name. You'll already have advertising. Like when you watching TV and you watch a lot of these stores and everything being advertised, usually they're franchises. You just have to find the nearest one. Like, you want to look into that. How are they advertising? How are they doing overall? How are they expanding? What area do you want to have that franchise in? Like, you still have to do your due diligence. Trust me, you still have to do that, but then you can look into all of that. And then what did I say? You might start a business from scratch. You might want to franchise it. I've seen some barbershops that will franchise. They'll have an idea, and then they will expand by offering franchises. In fact, you have a lot of businesses. They'll have corporate-owned businesses, but then they'll have a franchise. They will expand that way. And as I said, they will train you on what you need to do. Like, I can't remember what the franchise was, but I wasn't looking into it. But you know how I just look into stuff anyway. I wasn't looking into it to acquire it. But I was like, oh, okay, they have a training session. They might have school or something. They will train you on everything you need to do. They will help. Indeed, some franchises, once you start, they'll have someone from corporate that'll be there with you to make sure you get started good. And it's something to look into business wise, because it so many advantages with it. Not only the training, the help, the name, but then you can also have you can also have advertising. It's just a matter of finding the right space for it, having the money for it. Because, you get a lot of people, they'll want a business, but they might not have an idea of what to do. Now, I've talked several times about doing something that you have a passion for. Well, maybe something you have a passion for, there's a business that has a franchise for it. You can jump into it, they can help you. Because one of the things with a lot of businesses, they will go out of business or they will have problems because they don't have the help that they need. They don't know what to do. They're trying to figure out stuff. Especially a lot of businesses trying to start from scratch. When you start from scratch, you trying to figure out what to do, where to go, what you need to do. Sometimes, and that's why a lot of businesses fail. One of the beauty of a franchise is they already have a system. It's already in place. All you have to do is just go in, learn the system, and then just keep going from there. And you're starting off at a better place. When you starting from scratch, it's a lot to it. And I'll probably talk about that. Well, I've talked about that. Like, you really got to do a lot of work. A lot of work is already done for you when you have the franchise. And like I said, they will help. And then, and I would say there's a lot of food franchises. When you look at the top franchises, a lot of food that people going to eat. And like I said, and I've said that in a video before, people will eat. People will eat and everything. They will eat. There's a lot of gym franchises. Since people are eating, they got to lose that weight and everything. And, you really want to depends on where you at, where you located and everything. And indeed, you might have some franchises, they'll help you find a location, maybe. It depends on the franchises, but there's a whole bunch of them. There's a whole bunch of franchises. And like I said, well, maybe you don't want to do a franchise, but then you have a successful business. You want to franchise that. Have people, have a program where people, they are part of your name, but they also doing what they do on their own. That could help you as well. And it's just something I'm throwing out there, because when you're talking about business, you have to look at all angles. You might not have, the time, resources, everything just to start something from scratch, because you do have to do a lot there. One thing with the franchises, they will have a lot there for you already. So definitely look into it, all right? Definitely look into it. So anyway, that's all I have for today. I'll get back with y'all. Y'all know the deal. Let's go make that money.